OSU got out-coached, outplayed.
Lucas Raymond is also from Sweden, so he's an anytime goal scorer for one of those 2 games they have in Sweden. So I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be one of the 2. So lock
This
that.
doesn't make any sense. I was pissed. Fumble recovery happened. I'm going to be honest, I turned off the game. I checked back in. That was the final.
D-backs here, baby. Come on.
They're walking up to the table blind. I'm betting fucking blind.
Welcome back to Sharp Sport Podcast, episode number 5. That was a little stuttery, so Sharps Sports Podcast, episode number 5. The boys are back on another Wednesday evening, all 4 of the fellas to hit you with all of the football that just happened this past weekend, as well as some hockey, as well as some basketball, as well as some baseball, as well as some UFC. Come on now, we're giving you all the sports that you need midway through the week, so make sure you buckle in with us. What's going on? I didn't know what sport, how everyone was coming into first, so I didn't know whether to intro everybody, but I guess I'll just intro everybody. Snoop Luke, The Wanderer, McDilly, Tyco, the 4 you love to see.
How are we doing on this lovely Wednesday?
Yeah.
I'm doing great. How you doing, Luke?
Not too bad. Could be napping.
That's true. Jesse, you just had a first birthday yesterday.
Yep, doing good. Doing solid.
Congrats, Jesse. You finally turned 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Big day. I've done a lot as a, newborn, so what can I say?
Yeah.
The world wasn't ready.
They really
Yeah.
weren't. You're on to big and better things already.
All right, so I'm pretty sure based off of the lineup that was set up, we are starting right off with the college football recap because there was only one game that played, and boy, did they fuck us. So if we were sitting at a spot where everybody that had the under was pretty much set, and then with a minute left, Army decided instead of taking a knee, they were going to just run to the back of the end zone, take that safety, and everybody pushes and just throw the middle finger to everybody.
Well, I mean, wait. Well, I mean, he had no choice but to do it because if he took a knee, it still would have been a safety because he was kneeing it in his own end zone.
But I know, but we didn't try to QB sneak a yard. We didn't think we were just fully committed to the safety immediately.
I mean, they had a point margin where it wouldn't have mattered if they got the safety. So no, they weren't going to try and risk a.
I'm talking about the bettors because we're a betting podcast, and that's all I care
Well,
about.
I hate to break it to you, but players have made it loud and clear, and coaches that they do not care about the bettors.
I don't care what they think. I'm talking about us, Luke. How do we feel about it? And we're pissed.
I love it.
What I love seeing America's games of Army and Navy going to the over, and a push is going enough for me.
Exactly. I was on the
One
over.
Money, so like
I don't care. The under didn't hit.
Look, the way I see it is I had Army, so I'm the only one that was on the plus side here. These two were begging for a push. They were begging for a push because the over was never an option. It just
It would have happened.
begging for a push. That's why they're not giving you what you want, Dylan. It's because they were begging for the over.
But Navy could actually get a 2-point conversion in.
Also, I'll be right back. I'm almost ready.
No money lost, only money returned.
Well, if Navy got that 2-point conversion, then we would have been on the over.
Yeah, I was pissed. I got a safety, and I didn't get the over. I thought that's what would do it, but no.
Or if we just got a touchdown instead of getting stuffed on the 1-yard line, I mean, that would have helped out too.
I mean, it was never the over. I'm sorry. It was never.
But it was a push.
It was a push, but it was never the over.
But
It was honestly supposed to be the over. There were multiple chances
With
for it
these
because
two
if they got a,
teams, it was never.
well, if there was a 2-point attempt earlier,
Thank you.
which would have pushed it to the over. The Navy got like stuffed 3 out of 3 times, or the 4 out of 4 times on the 1-yard line.
America's football. That's what it is.
Yeah,
It's
it was supposed to be
no
the over.
movement.
Smash mouth.
Yeah.
It was
No one goes anywhere.
It was never the under.
It was always the under. It was always the under.
It was never the over.
Did the
These
under
two teams
hit?
went
Always
over
the
3 times
alternate.
all year.
No,
How can you say
no, it
that?
didn't. But you're saying it like the over was like about to hit until it didn't.
It
No.
was.
The under
It
was
literally
hitting
was.
the
They're
the
on the
entire
one-
time until there
You
was a
cannot-
minute left in the game.
You
Did you watch
cannot
the game?
say. Shut up,
With-
Dylan. You
with 3
cannot
minutes left in the
say
game,
that the
it was an
over
under all
wasn't
the way.
supposed to hit when they have like 3 plays on the 1 yard line. You can't say that wasn't supposed to hit.
No, it wasn't because
wasn't
that's
when
how
there was a
America
minute
plays
left.
football.
And we were looking at the under until a safety hit.
Regardless, it's over.
Why are we
You don't have
focusing
to
so
watch
much
it.
on this game?
It was either going to be an over or
Because
a
the
push.
energy came hot off rip.
As
So
a
you have to keep it.
consistent Army, Navy, Air Force over better, I know the unders are always the way, but I want them to score.
It's a want more than it is a what he really believes, Dylan.
Yeah. I understand the under is always the move, but come on, guys. For once, can you show out?
Wouldn't it be nice?
That's like
You know what's
asking
not
Iowa
nice?
to score 30
The
points.
only other piece of college football news that I have, which is Michigan State successfully loses all 3 quarterbacks, the 2 that were on the roster and the one that was heading to Michigan State as a freshman in a span of 24 hours. Dylan.
Oh no, you lost Kim.
I was say I don't have anything to say
The
about this. All 3
prodigy.
quarterbacks were, or 2 quarterbacks were mediocre. 1 quarterback people were saying was gonna save us, but no one was gonna fucking save us next year in the situation that we're in. So get all 3 out, get 3 new ones in that are good. That's all I got.
Fresh start, right?
I like it actually.
Might as well start from, king of the offense. Start right in the middle. Switch it up, change it up. Try something.
Do I think one of the 3 QBs we just gave away was the ticket to us being good again next year? No, so I'm okay. One of them went to Arizona State. The other one's probably going to go to a fucking D2 school. That's probably
gonna
Noah
go to-
Kim. And then
Kim's going to go to CMU. He's going to play state and then beat state.
He'll go to a MAC school. That's where he belongs.
So the only thing that I think that is not being looked at all in this is that's just quarterbacks. There's a lot of other positions on the roster. Are you going to lose like the entire team?
Well, I hope so. They're pretty fucking bad. So if all these guys that aren't good at football don't want to play for us anymore, bye. Sounds good to me. I mean, I feel like, am I supposed to have a different reaction to this? Because they weren't very good 2 years ago. They weren't very good last year. If these are those same people, I don't need you on this football team.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that's all it really is. Let's kick into NFL week number 14 and get into that recap. Starting off with game number 1. It's like a Band-Aid. We're just going to rip it off, and then we're going to move forward, okay? The Lions lost to the Bears 28-13. It was always Bears +3. I have nothing more to say.
That's pretty much what I was going to – that's what I was going to say. I mean, it was always Bears +3. Lions had some key injuries. Lions been playing bad football. Jared Goff playing outside. I mean, like, everything pointed to the Lions either lose or barely win this game. So I think it was an easy Bears +3 play. If you took the Lions, I'm sorry, but I mean, even as a Lions fan, I know you probably bet with your heart, but you had to see this coming.
It was always +3.5. Just the way she goes.
I just don't understand why we can't be the Chicago Bears. I just don't understand why every other team this year we have played meaningful football. In both games we've played the Bears, it has been both games where you're sitting at halftime going, what am I watching?
Because Bears stopped the run.
It's just the
Same time they just well.
Also feels great to see Montez Sweat making a difference for the Bears. Isn't that awesome?
Just like Chase Young.
Yeah, it feels great. Yeah.
What's his name?
You know who wasn't even playing in the game? Bruce. Where's Bruce? You just played him last week. He got a sack, and then he got a flag on the other play that he had a big play on, but it juiced up the whole team when he got the sack. So, like, hey, why is he not playing the next week when you also have an injury on the defensive line? Why is he not in the game?
I got a question. Over under targets for 2 for Jamison Williams. Under. Yeah, that would be the 6th time this year that hit out of 8 games. Why Why?
Why are you surprised?
Because
Goff
Goff can't get him the ball. Like, that's not shocking.
I know, but
Everyone-
it's annoying. It's annoying.
It's
Yes, it is
annoying, but it's like
But it's
You can't-
what's
repetitive.
annoying is drafting him, knowing that we have Goff.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of with Luke on that.
There's a certain belief that Brad Holmes has in Jared Goff that is just absolutely like a level that Jared Goff can't reach. He drafted him number 1 overall. He brought him all the way over here to Detroit. I mean, he sees something that no one else can possibly see because it's just not physically possible.
Yeah, I think Luke pretty much said it best. I think you just didn't really think about the fact that your quarterback is not the man that can get it to him.
Like, oh yeah, this would be great to have
Everyone-
this guy that goes a million miles down the field. Too bad our quarterback can only
But-
throw it 25 miles per hour down the field.
But
after him. So,
Everyone just wants the next Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
I
well, good thing
mean-
the Titans tried to kill him and it worked. So let's get to the next game. Buccaneers, Falcons. Buccaneers 29, Falcons 25, and once again we have a new first place in the division for the 4th time this year, starting with a team that started in first. Back to the Bucs.
first off, that doesn't matter because whoever wins this division is getting knocked out of playoffs so fast you're not even gonna you're gonna blink and be like, oh.
I
they
know
won
it's
the West.
just I want to keep
So
track how many
doesn't
people
even
win.
matter. But the game itself kind of went how you expect. 2 top teams in the division, but the division's not very good. So it was kind of an ugly game, but it was also close.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly what everyone thought it would be.
You know,
I want to give Desmond Ritter some flowers here. I'm not gonna lie, that was the best game he played. I know they lost, but I didn't even check his numbers. But when the game ended, I said that was the best game that man's ever played. And then I checked his numbers, and 347 yards, 26 for 40, and a touchdown. I mean, that is the Ritter that I feel like they were looking for when they drafted the man who's gonna throw it 40 to 50 times a game, and you're gonna get 250 to 300 yards. Like, not the Ritter
Well,
that
maybe
was
it's because it's the first time he actually threw it to Drake London on a consistent basis. Like he
Very good
used the weapons that he's been given instead of getting sacked 2 or 3 times every quarter, like jumbled, trying to run the ball for 2 or 3 yards, like not going anywhere, throwing a complete pass. Like he finally started using the weapons he's provided. He walked into a place that had Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Patterson. You have Algier on the come up. Like you have the pieces there. Just use them properly, and this is what you'll do on a consistent week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
and
All right,
then
next. What's up?
and then they lost.
Yeah, and then they lost, but at the end of the day, I honestly gotta credit that more to like the offense did everything that they really could have done in that football game. Your defense has been, I don't know why no one's talked about this. Your defense has, like, if you were to say veterans and young guys, it's like an 80% veteran, 20% young guy thing over there. And I feel like that is not the best for this defense right now, especially when those veterans aren't Super Bowl champion veterans. They've just been guys who've been playing in the league for a while.
Yeah, there's a big difference there too.
They play bad teams.
Yeah. Next game, and this game went into overtime. I think this was probably the best game of the week, if you want to be honest, and that would be the Rams and the Ravens. Rams came out fighting, came out battling, took them into overtime. And all it took was one little punt return for the Ravens to escape with a W.
I won't lie. I realized off rip that Rams plus 7.5 was like never a doubt. For a lot of this game, I was like, are the Rams really about to win? Like, are they really going to win this game right now? But I mean, like I said, like we all say, I mean, it's the NFL. Like, this shit's crazy. It happens every week. You never know who's going to be the team that absolutely falls flat on their face and doesn't look like the team you thought they were against whoever they're playing. This week, one of those teams was Baltimore. I'm kind of mad the Rams didn't just pull it off.
I agree. I thought once this game got
Walk
into
on.
overtime that LA was sitting in the perfect position to get the W.
And on a punt in overtime with the guy who's only taken 2 punts all year, that being number 2.
It's not the
Game
first
right
time
there.
we've seen it this year.
It might not be the last either. I mean, shit, this whole thing's scripted.
Shout out,
Great game.
Odell against his former team. Finally, just decided to show
Yeah,
up here.
yeah. Best part about it was he said that he
He got 10
Third
targets,
game
so
showing
that
up.
way Lamar knew what it was.
This is his third game showing up, back to back, bye week.
He had 100 yards before this game?
No, he's just been in the end zone.
He's just been more than like 2 catches for 16 yards. So
Yeah, he's
that's
been getting,
going
like,
up.
I'm
They're
seeing
being
this the first
non-existent
game.
for 2.5
he
years.
He got 10 targets. I don't think Lamar has looked his way 10 times once all year.
Because he'll run it 10 more times rather than
Right.
throw it his way 10 times.
There's no Mark
But
Andrews.
also on his Odell's touchdown
great point,
pass when he went for
Jesse.
50 yards, Odell came out and said, "Yeah, the good part was I got a touchdown. The bad part was I got ripped by my coach because I ran the wrong route."
Plus,
So
Lamar-
I mean, maybe he would not have been there. Maybe it was actually a bad throw.
No, I think what Jesse's
wrong
saying.
route? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree, Jesse. That's the biggest thing.
no Mark Andrews, and we saw Lamar throw the ball like 40 times, which is not normal for when he's usually playing.
Yeah.
So
I
high
don't know.
profile game.
Yeah.
The no
Flowers
Mark Andrews thing.
It's likely had 10 targets. Odell had 10 targets. Wild game. What we got, man?
He still won. You hate to see it.
Loved it.
Well, speaking of things that I know you love, Jesse, and surprisingly, I was the only one that fucking wrote it.
Whoa.
Bengals and Jake Browning.
I was on the over. Leave me
I
alone.
was the only one that had the Bengals to win the game.
Yeah, I didn't. I needed to see more Jake Browning.
I was the only one, and there's never a doubt. 34-14. Jake Browning. Tyler told me he was just the best quarterback in the league. I believe you. There's 3 games now.
The defense.
Why
the
didn't you
defense-
ride your boy?
Look, I needed to see more, just like Jesse, and I thought that it could been like an up-down theory, maybe like a one-time thing here, but this is the year the backup quarterback. I don't know why I didn't do it. I mean, Tommy DeVito has won 2 games in a row for fuck's
Oh,
sake.
we'll
but
get to him.
You want
whatever, man. Hey,
No.
I told you. I told you what I told you about Jake Browning. Sometimes I can't always put my money where my facts are, but I could have trusted myself on that one.
If you couldn't tell, I had a good week.
Best quarterback out of the Pac-12. What'd I say?
Luke, how do you feel about this game?
I mean, didn't really trust the backup QB because you never can. And then he had his second good game in a row. So there's that.
I mean, look, it's the year of the backup quarterback. How many backup quarterbacks have we seen? You got to trust one of them.
I heard this theory. I want to know how you guys feel about this.
Okay.
Top, you've been talking about Jake Browning a lot, so when I heard this, I was like, oh, I got to bring it up. So I'm pretty sure you all know the year where Drew Bledsoe, who had just signed a fat contract back in that day, gets injured, and the final pick in the draft comes in for the Patriots and leads that 1-3 team to a positive record late in their season, and then took the starting job from the $1 million quarterback the next year, and Drew Bledsoe sat the bench the entire time. I'm not saying Jake Browning's Tom Brady.
I was about to say, what
The
are you trying
story
to tell me right now?
It's very similar.
Why don't you just tell the story of Brock Purdy? It's the same fucking story.
Nah, but Jimmy Garoppolo didn't sign the biggest contract.
Brock Purdy's just the 2023 version.
No, that's
No.
true. Jimmy G didn't sign no fat ass contract, and they got
Jimmy G didn't sign a fat contract. Drew Bledsoe had a fat contract when Tom Brady took over.
because Bledsoe at the time was a star. Jimmy G at the time wasn't no star. He was the quarterback.
Bledsoe was
about
also
Jimmy G.
the number 1 overall pick, just like Joe Burrow.
That's gonna be the Hendon Hooker story for Jared Goff. Just wait.
The only difference
If
is
no one else
Goff,
remembers it,
Former
I'll
number one
back
overall
off.
pick.
But if anyone else remembers this, Dylan did not talk about Jimmy Garoppolo like he was a bum.
no, he
I
didn't.
didn't say he
Dylan
was a bum.
loved Jimmy G.
I didn't just say he was a bum. I said he was the quarterback of the 49ers. I just said he wasn't a star. He was not a star.
You talked about him like he was.
I loved him, Tyler, because you 3 all hated on him, and I felt like
Because we knew what he was.
I felt like
You
I
know
needed
what
to
he
defend
is.
him at that time. 'Cause
and
three
you
all
kn- and now
slandered that man.
you've
when
learned what
kept
he
winning
is.
football games, and I was like, somebody's got to have this man's back. I'll come to his aid.
No. He wasn't winning football games. The team was winning football
But
The
games.
he was-
49ers
Hell,
were winning football
he was
games.
at
They
the
had a
hell.
better record when he didn't throw for a touchdown pass.
That was in playoffs. That was only in playoffs.
Only when it mattered the most.
Was
No.
it?
Yeah, but
That was
listen, man.
overall.
That was
Dylan.
overall.
Say what you want, Dylan, but even
That
if
was
that's
not-
true, that's when it mattered even
I'm
more.
saying
That's
only in
even
playoffs is
worse.
When he would mostly have those games.
But that wasn't
That's
just playoffs.
worse.
I know it wasn't only playoffs, Luke. I'm saying that was when he was most notorious for doing it. Because he did it twice in the NFC divisional championship.
Yeah. Terrible football games, but like, hey.
So he's
won.
trash. The team's good.
All I'm saying.
He was decent. The team was decent.
Next
He
game.
was always trash.
And now he's just,
We're not talking about Jimmy G.
he's
Move
bad
on.
on a bad team.
'Cause he's trash.
Jaguars, Browns. This was a really good football game, too. The Jags came into this one with Trevor
Yes,
Lawrence after
Why?
6
Why was
days
Trevor Lawrence
of
there?
being injured. He's fucking out there running and throwing. And it's, I guess he's fucking playing. So
Someone lied about the injury because that's not what it was, clearly.
everybody that had the under 37.5 was sitting here like, motherfuckers. And I was those motherfuckers. I was like, you bitches. I didn't like this.
You know,
I said Trevor
because like
playing.
we're looking at the over unders for the games on last podcast, and it's like, oh, these two games are literally half a point difference. I'm gonna bet the under on both of them. And then you go Sunday to look at the slate again, and one game is a half point lower, being the Jets game, and another game has jumped up 6 points. That was peculiar. Oh, Trevor Lawrence is playing now, so yeah,
I got fucked in the ass.
That kind of soiled that. Whatever.
Be blunt. But let's talk
Not cool.
about the man of the hour. Joe Flacco. 26 for 45, 311 yards, and 3 touchdown passes. And he gave David Njoku the game of his fucking life. Wow. What a performance.
Shout out to Dad for not playing him in fantasy.
Guess whose fault that
for
was?
David Njoku on the bench. Did you
Thank
tell
you.
him to sit him?
He goes, TJ or Njoku, help me. I said, TJ.
You're the
Now I
best.
got him this
You
week.
put me in playoffs. Anyways,
One,
that's
one.
beside the point. That's beside the point. It's not important. But you put me in playoffs, so good call there.
You're
Dylan.
welcome.
You also don't know what you're talking about, clearly.
You're
Joe
welcome.
Flacco play action with tight ends. That's where it's at. But yeah, what a game from Joe Flacco, who now has one less touchdown pass on the season than Kenny Pickett. So shout out Joe for being the GOAT and putting Kenny Pickett in his place. That's all I have to say.
No.
Wait, how did he put Kenny Pickett in this place? I'm
This
confused.
defense.
Joe Flacco has one less passing touchdown than Kenny Pickett on the season. Joe Flacco has played one game.
Kenny has 2 all year? How did I not know this? That's hilarious.
You would if you paid attention in the group chat.
Oh, Joe Flacco.
He doesn't wake up till 5 and does not have time to go read.
You guys say too many things. I can't read all
This defense and Joe Flacco being able to just like somehow like get the ball out in this solid O line. Like the Browns are like low key relevant if his age can, not catch up to him. Don't know how he does this. Just randomly, like with the Jets, he gave you like 3 good games in a row, and it was like, is Joe Flacco finna like act out for the Jets? We'll see.
Keep Joe Flacco protected, and I think Joe Flacco can do things for you still. He's still Joe Flacco at the end of the day. He won a Super Bowl. That wasn't on accident.
Yeah, but he had that Ray Lewis led defense.
Cleveland's got a good defense.
That's what I'm saying. So like,
I mean,
that
keep him protected. Don't let him get sacked 4 or 5 times a game. You got a chance. Don't turn the ball over. Come on.
Yeah. Saints beat the Panthers 28-6. Expected. Let's get to the Jets and the Texans. What
Okay.
the?
We know what happened in this game. We had Nico Collins, the wide receiver that was supposed to step up since Tank Dell was out, and he's been the 2-1 combo, injured on his first catch. Then we have C.J. Stroud going into concussion protocol late in the game. We got Davis Mills playing. We got Zach Wilson acting up, going ballistic, doing weird, strange things. It was not Houston's day.
Whoa. Let's not act like Mills wasn't a dog last year for Houston.
He wasn't.
He was.
Not.
He threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns, Lou.
Houston.
Like statistically. How was he a dog?
He fucking
Really
balled
came
out
back
for
up on that.
I was
Houston.
gonna say.
He balled out. I mean, hey, if you want to talk about interceptions, Matthew Stafford won the Super Bowl throwing the most interceptions. So interceptions really don't mean that much.
Yeah, but it's just like, when you're trying to boost a quarterback, you don't want him to throw more picks than he does interceptions when you're calling
It
the
doesn't
dog.
help your cause.
It doesn't help the case. That's all.
Man was a dog for him.
Well, could you say that he did better than CJ Stroud has been doing this year?
Yes.
And that's why your opinion is invalid.
True. That's a cap. CJ Stroud's having an MVP season.
I knew he was going to say that.
CJ Stroud is a bottom 30 quarterback in the league.
I don't know how to respond. I guess that's true.
Just because
Is that a hill you want to die on, Luke?
just because he went to Ohio State, you're gonna
Yes.
act like this?
No, it doesn't matter how good he does. Luke will
He's
always
right next
say
to
that.
Justin Fields.
It's happened all year.
Wait a damn minute.
They're not even close.
Wait a minute.
You could just take Luke's opinions,
Okay.
flip them around
Just shove 'em
backwards,
up
and
your-
then,
yeah.
and then,
I
and then they're
will
true.
not entertain this for these people, but that's crazy. We're not even gonna dive into that. That's blasphemy.
I feel like we're going to talk on a
That's the
later
right
date.
Yeah, this is definitely. I'm gonna hold this clip at around the 25-minute mark, the 26-minute mark, and
Yep.
remember it.
Does
You
anyone
can
want
just
to
bring
talk
it up
about
in
this
an hour.
Vikings Raiders game?
Oh, you're talking about this. fifth matchup?
I mean, it was a little bit uglier than the Jets game. It was not as ugly, but it was just as ugly.
I mean,
What
after
am I gonna
halftime,
say?
Tyler knows I was rooting for the 0-0 into overtime.
Dylan wanted 0-0 into overtime,
I
possibly
wanted
a
it.
0-0 tie.
Once Scott told me it never happened before, I felt like that was the only reason I was watching this game.
It was
for-
looking
to watch
possible for a
history.
long time too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
They scored a field goal with 3 minutes left in the game.
Vikings -3, never a doubt.
Also,
Never a
in the
doubt,
fact-
except for when they had 0
al-
points all game.
Also, I was-
-3. Good enough for the push.
Also,
I'll take it.
after my slandering of Josh Dobbs, can it finally be? Oh,
No.
you understand? Maybe he was just lucky.
No, the Raiders are good.
Oh, okay.
Turning things around.
That's why he got benched in the third quarter.
Really turning things around. Yeah, the
Let's
Raiders
see.
are so good that they benched Josh Dobbs. That means they're really turning the corner.
Yep. Yeah, it's the Raiders' fault. Again.
Can't even say it. No, Josh Dobbs is not great. He's not great, but look, he had a lot of good weeks in a row. Okay,
He was
he
having
can have a couple
story.
bad weeks. No one ever said he was a superstar, but
No,
he's having a
I
good
know.
year.
He was being quite the game manager.
I just believed it was
100%.
more luck than skill. That's what I thought.
Look, I just think that they should go back to what they were doing the first week they had Josh Dobbs and just have the head coach literally tell him what's happening every single play and tell him who to throw the ball to. Because it worked the first time. Why not just do that every time? I mean, just literally say, hey, this guy's running a slant, throw it to him.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? You won the first game.
I mean, I
Haven't
don't know
won
what was,
since.
I don't know what was crazier, the fact that Justin Jefferson only got targeted 3 times, or the fact that Devontae Adams is the only person that really did get targeted.
You do know Justin Jefferson got hurt early in the game.
He got hurt in the first quarter.
Yeah, like the first or second drive, he got injured, went to the hospital.
You know, that does make sense because I was in the fourth quarter just looking for his jersey number and I couldn't find it. So that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Josh
Uh,
Dobbs was great.
49ers beat the Seahawks, which we all saw coming, but the Seahawks covered, which some people did not see coming.
Yes. I saw that
Over.
coming. I'll take it.
So shout out to them for covering, but, and shout out to the Niners.
I just knew that when they got dismantled as bad as they did the first time, that you have to cover the spread the second time if they're going to make it damn near 2 touchdowns. Like, you got embarrassed. You got to make the next game at least competitive.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Carolina Panthers and you got to play the 49ers twice, like, it should be pretty competitive.
100%. We got 2 more games before we get into prime times, going into the Chargers with Mr. Stick going up against the Broncos. I just want to say, when they show who the quarterback was in the first quarter and I wasn't really paying attention and I just saw Stick on the back of his jersey, I started crying. I didn't
Mr. Stick
remember
is
who
hilarious.
I didn't remember who Easton was. I completely forgot about Easton, but when I just saw Stick, I just started crying. And now we know Herbert's out for the year. And what you just saw in this game is probably what we're going to see for the rest of the year with the Chargers. I hate to say it.
I can't wait to give you guys my pick on Saturday. That's all I'm saying.
You better
But
get
anyone
ready for
have
a lot of
anything on the
Broncos?
get ready for a
Chargers?
lot of picks.
Chargers still bad. Chargers going to hit their season total wins under for like the 5th year in a row, I think, that they're going to underperform. So good on you, Chargers. You don't even cover spreads anymore. So, like, you guys are just bums.
Hey.
Broncos, I'm sorry that this, like, fun little ride you guys had is going to end this week against the Lions. because the Lions have no choice but to figure it out this week, or else I don't know what's going to happen in the playoffs first round. So, yeah, good for you guys, but it all ends this week.
But those Chargers can make a schedule release video. How about that?
The social media team is better than the football team.
That's right.
That's what they can do. Final 4:00 game. We got the Bills and the Chiefs. First off, thank you, Buffalo. I mean, fuck. It was only a matter of time till you guys finally won a game that I rode you in this year.
They had to luck into a close game win at some point.
Josh
Right?
Allen threw the
It was only a
interception.
matter of time.
He threw the interception. He threw the touchdown, and they still won the football game. You could cry all you want. Mahomes about the ref.
Well, hey, man, you can't throw a flag that late in the game.
Yeah, Mahomes can cry all he wants. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
tell that to the Saints fans that tried to sue for the play against the
The Rams.
Rams. Yeah, that was. I mean, that was like the last play of the game. They throw a pass interference flag. It's like, okay, you're gonna end the game on that. But no, yeah, if you're gonna line up all the way off sides to the point where the refs are saying they literally can't even see where the line of scrimmage is because you're that far off sides, like they're gonna throw the flag. Sorry, Patrick.
In the
I don't
replay,
really care how cool the play was.
in the replay, the ref had to move to the left to see the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So clearly he knows you're
Also-
off sides.
Also, if he wants to complain about that and not have that get thrown, then he's basically saying they should they lost that Super Bowl last year because they threw a little ticky-tacky holding call on the Eagles defense to get pass interference at the end of the Super Bowl.
Well, look, when you're a superstar diva quarterback and the call doesn't go your way, I guess you have to bitch about it for 5 days in a row.
Yeah. Can we highlight who needs to be highlighted though? Because I think this might be the
I feel
first
like he's
time.
never been that much of a diva.
This
Well-
is like the first time he's ever.
Then
Actually-
Taylor Swift entered the Kansas City picture and everything changed, Jesse. His wife is now best friends with Taylor Swift, so to speak. Best friends. But so I don't know if things are just changing in the household. They have different vibes going on. Him and Travis are literally butt buddies, and he's
At least
trying to
we're
marry
not
Taylor
hearing
Swift.
about-
So maybe things are just getting different over there.
At
Yeah.
least we're not hearing anything about Jackson Mahomes. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
hey, I'd rather hear about Taylor Swift 10 times out of 10 rather than Mahomes.
yep.
every
And
time.
now let's talk about this Buffalo defense, man. This is the first time in the Josh Allen era these motherfuckers won a game with their defense in a big game. Yeah, I did the research. I looked. It's always high-scoring game. If they do pull it off, it's because Josh Allen had almost 400 yards and 5 passing touchdowns. And a lot of those games, they lose.
Well, yeah,
Shout out
because
to their
like the
defense.
NFL and the defensive coordinators, I feel like the same way the Lions are being figured out the last couple of weeks with their offense, I think the NFL figured out Josh Allen.
Yeah,
So
but the
now,
Bills-
in order for them to win those close games, they have to play good defense.
yes, and they have
Shout out to
never-
them for figuring it out for once.
Finally.
Well,
Finally.
honestly, it never in the big games. It really ultimately wasn't their defense. It was just Josh Allen choking and not playing good football in those.
Did
big
you watch the
games.
Kansas City game that won in the overtime? Did they just let every single time he got the ball, he threw it like 40, 50 yards down the field in like 2 plays, 3 plays? That Buffalo defense just got off all atrocious. That let.
I also remember Josh Allen missing Gabe Davis wide open because
But I also remember him taking the
Yeah.
game into overtime with 470 passing yards and 5
couldn't take
touchdowns.
a hit. Josh Allen wants to.
Oh my
trip
bad, my
people.
bad.
He
had
wants to
6
jump
touchdowns
over
when he in
people.
overtime.
That's all I'm saying. He jumps over
6
people. He
touchdowns,
trucks
and he
it.
choked the game.
He
I
does
can't take you
whatever he
seriously, my
needs
guy.
to do. He does whatever he needs to do to get in the end zone. I think he could have taken it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
'Cause
He's
he's
taking
putting-
more hits
Yeah,
in different ways to where he could have took that hit on that pass. And then we're not even having this conversation.
Okay, so that one hit, he choked the entire game away, and that had nothing to do with their defense and what they did.
Yeah.
For the offenses, yeah.
I'm ignoring Luke because Luke's taker just. I feel like
He
he's
got
trolling
the
right
ball
now. I think
first.
he's actually trolling.
You get
I'm
the
not.
ball first, you
Josh
go
Allen's a choke
score.
artist.
Josh Allen was given the ball first in overtime, so he must go score. You
Correct.
are our quarterback. You need to go get a touchdown, finish this game, wrap it up. He
Correct.
did not because he missed a open receiver due to not taking a hit.
Yeah, but then he got points. He got
But he
3
didn't
of them.
get 7.
But he lost the game.
Right, but you're
Because
not
he
about to
didn't
tell me
get the
that Josh
touchdown.
Allen is the reason they lost that football
He
game.
is. If he hit Gabe Davis, they
He
would have
had
won that
6
football game.
touchdowns.
He should have had 7.
Well, if he had 7, he
should
would have
have,
won.
yeah.
He
I
had
know
almost
that
6
sounds
touchdowns. He had
insane.
almost 500 yards. Gabe Davis had 4 of them. He missed 1 throw to him. He had 4 other passing
And-
touchdowns. What you're saying right now is blasphemy.
And lost them the game.
Yes, the
You get
whole
the-
In that instance, it lost them the game.
This is insane.
the game comes
They-
down to a lot more than a play here, a play there, a play here. But at the end
Oh,
of
the
day,
game comes down to five or six plays usually.
it
The
came
end of
into
the day-
overtime. When you go into overtime, whole game's wiped. Doesn't matter. New start, 0-0. Let's get ball.
And you need a touchdown.
Missed.
There's a reason he hasn't won a single game in overtime.
He either
Because
hasn't
he
got the ball
chokes it away.
first, or he finally gets the ball first against
And
Kansas City
chokes.
like he did and doesn't get a touchdown. Meaning, what's going to happen? Kansas City's going to get a fucking touchdown. Duh. They have been here before. They know how to beat you in overtime. They're going to get a touchdown. All right, next game.
Sunday night football, prime time. Cowboys 33, Eagles 13. Cowboys just dismantled Philadelphia, and this is 3 straight weeks that the Eagles defense has been exposed as very, very fraudulent.
Look, I'm cool with it. Cowboys never a doubt. -3. I think that the Cowboys will stay on their high horse up until they play the Lions, and they're probably going to be favored by like 10.5 points. And that's when I take the Lions. That's when it happens. But up until then, Cowboys, they're a wagon. They're playing great football. They're like the 49ers, but just a little slight downgrade because their roster is not as good, but they're playing their best possible football they can play right now.
I wonder what this defense would look like with Diggs.
Yeah, it'd be very
You
scary.
know?
Bland wouldn't have a record right now, I'll tell you that.
Bad for everyone else.
And now let's get into Monday Night Football. Hell yeah.
2 games.
So let's start off with Tennessee and Miami. Little shaky going into halftime. Little shaky at the end of the 3rd quarter. Little shaky 5 minutes left into the 4th quarter. Tighten up, baby. Miami choked. Tua choked. We killed Tyreek. Took him out of the game. Titans
I'm
win.
gonna be honest, I could really care less because I was sleeping.
I don't really care.
And at the end of the
Titans
day,
won.
Miami's still on top of their division, and the Titans are still at the bottom
But we
of
can say
theirs.
we are better than you because we beat you.
No,
And that's all that matters. So shout out to
that's
Will
just
Levis.
factually false.
Shout out to DeAndre Hopkins. Shout out to the boys for never giving up. They're the first team ever to be trailing by 14 points or more in that margin out of the last 268 NFL football games that have ever been put in that position. And they did it because Miami are choke artists. And they can't cover big spreads either.
Even a blind
That
spot can
is true.
find a nut every now and again.
See, even Lucius got words to say about this game.
They're always just words. That's what it's just been. Just words.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into some more good news. Packers lost.
That is good news. That is great
Come
news.
on now.
Not good news if you're me and you picked the Packers, but good news if you, well, I guess if you're a Lions fan because you needed the Packers to lose.
Or if you picked the fucking Giants.
Yeah, or if you're riding this Danny DeVito thing, I mean,
Once
Tommy
I saw
DeVito,
his
Danny
agent
DeVito, what's
before
the difference?
game, I wasn't worried a bit. Once I saw his you see his agent on the sidelines? The second
I saw his agent last week. This
Second I
man
saw-
looks the part.
I wasn't worried. Second I saw him, I wasn't worried. I said, we're locked. Never a doubt. It was a little scary. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say that they had it in the bag the whole way through. Jordan Love came in and made it a game. But shout out to the Giants for pulling it through.
Hey man, the Giants are just gonna fuck themselves on the draft picks. So that's
What's up with
Yeah.
New York teams and doing that? I feel like the Jets and the Giants both love when they're in a position to, like, get a good pick. Go, fuck that.
We need to win.
It's both of them. Is it a New York thing? Like, what is it?
I don't know. Maybe the coaches are just like so sick of these New York people like in their ear 24/7 about how much they suck that they're like, you know what? I'm gonna stick it to the whole city and screw your draft pick because I'm gonna get fired anyways. You guys are all assholes to me every single day I come to work. So how about I take you from pick number 3 or 4 and move you back to like 13, 14. How high can we get? Can we win a couple more games? I feel like that's kind of what goes into it sometimes. I mean, I could be totally off, but I feel like that might be the position some of these coaches get put in.
Yeah, I agree. I think if the Giants beat the Saints next week, there's going to be a decision made with that Tommy DeVito manager where Daniel Jones might just disappear, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I mean, look, if DeVito really is the option, man, I don't know what the NFL is turning into.
Daniel Jones might just – whatever happened to him? I don't know. He kind of just disappeared, took all his money and left.
Franchise tagged him, and then it was time for him to get out.
He took all his money and fled New York. I'm not really sure why. I didn't really hear details.
Well, they're probably going to burn his house down. But anyways.
And that is the NFL slate. But before we get out of here, we have some news, and then we have to hit, Thursday Night Football real quick. First things first, Bill Belichick. It has been reported, and is it finalized?
Multiple reports, Dylan. I mean, he's not coaching them next year. Look at this team.
You could have just said yes.
Look at this team, Dylan.
Yes.
Look at this team. Ask yourself what you think the answer is. That's the answer.
Yes, Dylan. Thank you. Okay, he's out next year. After this year, the thing that Tyler knew was going to happen, the second Tommy DeVito fucking ended him. It's confirmed.
Look, once that happened, it was over because I confidently said on this podcast that regardless of how bad the Patriots are, Bill Belichick will not lose to Tommy DeVito. And then he turned around and lost to Tommy DeVito, and that literally ended his career. So I want it to be known that Tommy DeVito ended Bill Belichick.
No, we're
Let that be what the world knows.
Tommy
Belichick's just going to go to another team. There's going to be too many open spots. He's going to fill in somewhere else in the league.
It's going to be so weird to see Bill Belichick as a head coach for another team. I think he has to go do something else. He has to go be like an OC or a DC or something. He can't be the head coach. It's just going to be too weird. I would just retire if I'm Bill, but whatever. I don't think he can.
Weird. I will
It
say,
is
Bill is
weird.
that guy that if you don't know him and you're welcoming him into your system, especially the way he is now, he is a strange guy to have around the facility.
It's not going to work, dude. Bill needs to own everything.
Bill
That
is
practically was
yeah.
the owner of the Patriots without having any of the power of the owner.
Yeah, it's because he knows he has an 85-year-old man who's just waiting to die any day, if I'm being honest.
Well, he was just enjoying Tom Brady. That's what was happening there.
That's true, yeah.
But it's over. So,
All right, before we get out of football real quick, let's hit Thursday Night Football because that is tomorrow. We have the Chargers with Easton Stick going against the Raiders and Aiden O'Connell. The Raiders are favored -3 points. The over-under is 34.5.
wow. God, the NFL over-unders just get lower and lower as the season goes on, it feels like. Just so many backups. Man. I'm going to ride with Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, same. I'm riding with the Raiders in this one. It's just Chargers, we're going to Charger. And if you're going to put Stick back there, the opportunity to Charger just went up like 20 times.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me the Bolts to come out of here with a victory.
There's no good reason to do that.
He knows there's no good reason.
I saw the pros. I saw enough of Stick. He was throwing some mighty tight windows. He made balls that Quentin Johnston all of a sudden could catch. I don't know what he's smoking. I don't know what they're doing over there. But give me the shtick. Huge pause.
Stick.
Give me the under.
Under 30. Oh, that's pretty.
Completely respect that after the fucking Vikings.
It just makes
gonna
perfect
hit.
sense about the under in this game. Perfect sense. Can't blame you there. It's Thursday Night Football, and those are the NFL Week 14 picks recap.
Alrighty.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tailor your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharps securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the degens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
Okay, so let's get into some MLB news. Starting off with Shohei Ohtani. I'm honestly mad we have to talk about this because this just pisses me off. So, Ohtani deferred $680 million from his $700 million deal. So, over the next year, he'll be getting paid $2 million per year so the Angels can save that money for salary cap.
He meant to say Dodgers because he's angry. First off.
Did I keep
Second
saying
off,
Angels?
Yes.
Sorry.
Second off, I know that Dylan's mad because the Dodgers can keep spending. However, I want Dylan to understand that this is for completely selfish reasons. There is a giant state tax in California. So if he takes less money now, when he's done playing, he can take the remainder of that money, go somewhere that isn't California, and get paid that state tax instead of the California state tax, and he'll get more of the money rather than have it go straight to California's government. So it's for completely selfish reasons. It's not because he was like, oh yeah, go Dodgers. It was like, this will benefit me in the long run. But yeah, with that being said, he did defer that much money. But the San Francisco Giants, people were very aware that there were players in this. It's being reported that the Giants had a $700 million offer to Shohei that was nearly identical to the Dodgers. The San Francisco Giants made 3 offers to Shohei, including a final proposal that the president of baseball operations called, quote, very comparable, if not identical, to the record $700 million 10-year contract that he signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Not only that, but you guys remember the rush that came when everyone thought that he was going to Toronto?
Yeah.
Well, he was not going to Toronto, as we all found out. But the Ohtani betting rumors on Toronto are very much true. When that came out, nearly 85% of the money that was wagered on the World Series odds on that Friday were on Toronto to win the World Series before anything was official. So it's being reported that for a few hours on Friday afternoon, when he was reportedly on a private jet to Toronto, bettors flocked in the U.S. and Canada to bet the Toronto Blue Jays to win the World Series. Later Friday afternoon, it was revealed that Canadian entrepreneur Robert Herjavec of Shark Tank, the guy that sits on the far right, for those of you that aren't fully aware of who it is, it's Robert from Shark Tank. He was the one that was going on the private jet to Toronto, not Ohtani. And the next day was Ohtani announced he was signing with the Dodgers. So a lot of people just put a lot of money on Toronto to win the World Series, all because some guy on Twitter wanted a little bit of clickbait.
It's going to make it that much better when the Blue Jays win it all.
That's the problem with social media.
It's going to make it that much better when the Blue Jays do win it all. And these people that have all this money on it are just like, hell yeah.
Dylan, I respect the support, but it's not. Continue.
Sorry, I kind of zoned out. I got a text
Good
from
thing
Fuller.
for you, Shohei.
I got a text from Fuller talking about the Wild Kraken game, and I didn't watch it. Did the Kraken lose?
Of course.
Okay, so that makes sense why I just got that text. I got nothing else to say on the Ohtani case. If you want me to be honest, I'm a bitter little bitch, and I'll own it. I'll own it. I'll be honest with you. That's just it was what it is, man, and I can't change it. Cabrera's playing one more year in Venezuela. Who the fuck cares, bro? He went to a home run derby, and everybody around him started hyping him up, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I can play one more year. It's not in the major leagues. He's doing it for fun because he still loves the game, and we love Miggy, but that's really it.
Wow. I have no comments.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna play another year because
my expression faces say it all.
Do you really care?
No comment.
Exactly. Because he's in Venezuela. We love him, but like, yeah.
This is crazy. Sit on the couch. Relax, man.
Chill out, man. I thought you were retiring to enjoy some family time.
I would also like to point out that the Venezuelan baseball season, he will be playing in the 2024-25 season because the current season is still going on right now. So he wants to be ready for next year. So he's taking this year off and then playing next year. So he's going to be even older when he starts playing because he's taking this year off of the Venezuelan League. And then last year, he wants to do what he did in the U.S. with his tour and everything, like his farewell tour. He wants to do that in Venezuela. That's why he said he's playing in that.
Wow. Okay.
I respect it.
Miguel Cabrera will be 43 years old when that season starts. So I got no comment.
We are
All right.
incredibly pitiful
Next.
for basketball organization.
Tyler thinks we're gonna talk. Tyler's not gonna talk about this team.
It's ugly. We are trash. Fire everybody. Run everybody through the ground. Have a 0-man roster. And sell. I don't know what more to do. We don't even make games close. We get our ass beat. We get it handed to us. We lose. It's pitiful. I should only have to pay $15 to sit courtside. You don't deserve my money. Everybody in there actually watching a game for LCA should get free everything when they go, because you guys are the worst thing you can watch in sports at this moment. I would rather watch Iowa versus Navy's backups than watch a Pistons basketball game. This is outlandish.
The only reason this needed to be talked about is because we're almost at the point where we need our owner to fly down here from his mansion and wherever the hell he is, because he's never here. Come say some shit, and then if you still lose a couple games after that, we need the motherfucking NBA commissioner to come down and say, you need to sell this fucking team because you don't give a shit. The people you hired don't give a shit.
Crazy.
No one in this town gives a shit about your team anymore, and you're ruining the NBA brand by putting what you're putting out on the floor on TV every night, because it's honestly an embarrassment, not just to the city of Detroit, but to the entire NBA, that this is considered a professional basketball team.
I saw a Twitter post 2 days ago that just broke my fucking heart, if I'm being honest. And it was, fans, what do you have more faith for? Pistons fans' future? Oakland A's fans' future? The A's, over 10,000 votes. The A's had 95%. So that kind of just let me, I had to sink that one.
I mean, we're all three Detroiter fans here, right? I mean, do you disagree? I don't.
No, but when you really let that one sink in at the year they just had, with the team they just had, with the staff,
We had three
with the
worst years in a
fans,
row.
and
We've done it for 3 years.
And when you look at that, Tyler, they make what the Pistons are doing right now. That looks normal.
No. You see,
Oakland,
look, you paid attention to Oakland because people talked about it. The Pistons have been so irrelevant that they're that bad every year, and it doesn't even get talked about because it's normal. It's that normal around here that they're don't even get talked about.
Yeah, the only reason we're getting talked about is because we're on pace to be the statistical worst team in the history of the national.
And you know what? You know when we're gonna be talked about is when we're going to Pistons games, and everyone's going paper bag, signs that say sell the team, and that's the only reason people are even going to the game. That's when you'll start seeing it, just like you saw for the Oakland A's, because they'll plaster that shit all over SportsCenter, and then they'll make him sell it.
I'll go to games. I'll go to games just to chant "Fire Troy Weaver" and sell the team. I'll do it.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Like Oakland did with their
I'll pay
fans.
$10 to
I'll
sit
do
in the
those.
very back, and
I know you will, Tyler. You'll get drunk as fuck and just scream whatever the fuck you
already
will be
know.
starting chants the whole game just to entertain yourself and the people around you, and it will work.
It will work, and I guarantee you, I will get some people on my side, and we will have a good time. But we do have some more basketball news. I wouldn't mind if honestly, I wouldn't mind if the Pistons did this, but Washington is. Wizards and Capitals are making exit plans out of Washington, D.C. Not going too far. They're only going 9 miles down the road from the capital, but they are changing states. So
Virginia
it's
Wizards.
9 miles, but it's in a very interesting direction.
I mean, honestly, this is what the Wizards are now. This ain't the Washington Wizards that I'm watching on the court with Poole and Kuzma. This is the Virginia Wizards. You want to know why? Because that's a damn G League team. I know the Pistons suck, but what no one else is talking about is that the Wizards have won one game in their last 19 games. Who do they beat? The Pistons. You're no fucking better. You're just as bad. You guys suck. You're also a G League team.
And they beat us in the head-to-head, so
Oh, we are worse than them, but you're
they're the better G League team.
Okay, let me reword this so that you start talking about the right fucking topic. The Washington Capitals are moving to Virginia.
Then
Can you talk about that now?
Put the headline back up. Wizards and Capitals make exit plans.
Yes, to go to Virginia. So we're going to talk about the new stadium. For some reason, we're only talking about how the Wizards are somehow
Because we're only
not
talking
worse
about
than the
basketball.
Pistons.
That's
Who
loose.
cares?
Starting there.
We're
I
done with that.
The Capitals after.
I was gonna
That's what I
say,
thought we
yeah,
were
you know what I mean. Like, we got to talk about both of them, Ty. Sorry. And then now the Capitals are gonna move there, and they're gonna become the Virginia Caps, and I hate it.
That's so nasty.
The Virginia Caps. Who the fuck?
I
Why?
almost guarantee you that both teams changed their name, but
Yeah, they have to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%.
Interesting.
2028. I'll tell you what. It seems like it's far away, but that's gonna come closer than you think, and I'm not ready for it. Especially in the world of sports.
Honestly, might not change names if it's the same owner.
I don't like Virginia Caps. That is weird. That is really weird.
I don't think you can be the Virginia Capitals.
Nah,
You're
not
no
the
longer
capital.
in the capital
Yeah,
anymore. So
that was
like
your whole thing.
the whole point of the jersey, like the whole concept is red, white, and blue. We're Washington, D.C. This is America's capital. You're not anymore. So like you better get rid of that name. You're gonna have to rebrand.
You keep the Wizards though. No one really cares.
That's
about
fine.
that.
Yeah, you can be the
Virginia
Virginia
Wizards.
Wizards.
No
I
one
don't give a
cares.
shit.
Got to change color scheme.
Yeah, change it up a little bit, add a little purple in there or something maybe. I'm with it.
So I'll talk about it because no one else is going to talk about it, I guess.
I'm not going.
This
stuff,
is the layout that they have. Obviously, as you can see, Virginia Tech is still involved here. So they're going to have the arena is actually this. What?
Whoa, somebody chill out.
My bad.
So this little white building up by the red corner, that's actually the arena. So it's not like the big giant building that you think it is. It's this little white building with the little label up here by the red. And then the whole red area is a new practice facility for the Wizards and Capitals, corporate headquarters, a Monumental Sports Network studio, a new fan plaza, and a performing arts venue. And then there's long-term future development on the bottom left. I have no idea what that actually means. And then future development of just basically, I'm guessing they're going to take this Target strip mall, rip it all down, and make hotels, meeting space. Essentially, they're going to turn this into the District Detroit that Detroit cannot successfully pull off because, for whatever reason, it's just not possible.
No, they're gonna turn us into a Washington district. This is good. This is smart. This is pretty much what the approach. I feel like every new stadium that they're thinking about now, which I kind of really enjoy. I feel like with every new stadium, they're not just thinking about working the stadium, go, and the parking lot. Now it's working the stadium, go, and what can we incorporate with the stadium that the people will also enjoy for the people and the city. I feel like that's also what's always being looked into for every sport.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how they tried to do the District Detroit. They planned it out for like 8 blocks. They finished the stadium, did 1 block, and they were like, we're done.
Yeah, but I just love that now because then that means when you know you're going to a new stadium, you're not just going for the stadium. You're going for all of it. You're going for the atmosphere. You're going to get food, hang out with people here, and do this, and creates a whole scene.
110%. I mean, I like it. Plus, hockey literally goes until like midway through June now. So those outdoor areas come playoff time. So hype. Can't wait till we have a reason to go down there playoff time. So
yeah,
we're almost there. Next up today, let's get into the best bets from Sharps over this weekend. The best bet recap brought to you by Sharps. Make sure you guys download the Sharps app. Coming up first, we have Ralph Fisher. I believe he has 2 appearances here. The first one, a parlay with plus 518 odds. Threw $33 on this baby. Profited $171. So shout out to Ralph on this one. This one also, Ralph, a 4-leg, getting kind of everything in on this one. Under 29.5 in some college basketball. Taking some NBA and throwing it all together with college football as well. So just a little bit of everything there from Ralph. You got 2 solid plays from him. Make sure you guys follow Ralph on the Sharps app. Next up, we have Florida Locks. As you guys can see, he always brings the information. I don't know if this much information was needed because all you really had to know was that Jokic was going to find a way to get ejected in this game, and this bet was a lock no matter what. Under 29.5 for Jokic. Next up, we have Glizzy Bets. Dallas Mavericks, NBA 10-unit max hit 250 for 250. And those are the best bets that I saw when I was perusing around the Sharps app since last podcast. If you guys want to get onto the best bets segment, make sure you guys post your bets on the Sharps app. Download it today. Hook up your sports book and start posting bets. And if you hit a 6-7 leg banger on the Sharps app, just believe we'll find you. Make sure you guys follow us as well. And when you download it, sign up using promo code TYCO011 when you sign up, and then you will be set from there. Now, we have some picks coming up and 2 fights from UFC Fight Night to recap. So with that being said, Downtown Cash is next.
I don't like the way the flow of the basketball picks are going because back-to-back games, it is going to be split 2-2.
You know, I'm gonna take John and them boys.
Fuck Dylan for taking my pick because I was going to take the Bulls because now, give me the Nets!
Fuck me, we all said the Bulls.
You started it!
Dog, I didn't say that.
I was
said they
saying
weren't gonna
under my
ride.
breath, take the Nets, take the Nets, take the Nets. I want the Bulls. Give me the Bulls. And you took the Bulls. So I'm like, fuck this fucking guy. Who does this guy think he is?
Okay, so let's get into it. We got 3 games, and oh, hell yeah. We only had 1 spread, but you know what? We got all 3. Thank you for updating. Here we go. Game number 1 at 8 o'clock p.m. or 9 o'clock p.m. Excuse me. Tonight we have the Brooklyn Nets going to Phoenix to take on the Suns. It is the first time KD is taking on Brooklyn since he has left, and we have the Suns favored minus 4.5 points.
Well, I got them at 3.5. That's the line I have here. The line obviously is moving towards the Suns, so that must be where the money's at. But regardless, 3.5, 4.5, I think that this is a hello, I'm KD. Don't you remember me? We're going to kill you type of game. Give me the Suns minus 3.5.
Suns minus 3.5.
And now I want to take Brooklyn.
I get it.
Sounds good. I was already on Brooklyn plus the points anyway. So
I'll take the Suns still. Maybe I can get Jesse
Suns.
Oh, no. Now we're all on the Suns, and Jesse's with us.
And I'm on an island, and I do
So uncomfortable.
Perfect.
But yeah, I'll take the
This is
Suns
great.
still.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
mopping
going to stay with it.
the floor.
All right. Game number 2, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers going to Boston to take on the Celtics Thursday at 7:30 p.m. The Celtics minus 9 points in this game. So immediately just give me Cleveland plus 9 because last time I took their money line and they were favored, plus 7. They won that game. So I'm going to hope they do it again against Boston.
Yeah. 9 points is a lot of points.
And I do want to say, just want to point out, these 2 teams did just play 3 days ago, and Cleveland only lost by 7 points.
Wasn't that in the tournament?
Yes. That was a week ago, my bad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take the plus 9.
Celtics.
Come on, Luke, you want to say it.
Celtics.
Where are they from?
Boston.
Damn.
I can't believe he
He
didn't
doesn't do it anymore, damn.
Well, give me Boston.
Damn, that kind of made me sad. All right, next game, 10 o'clock p.m. let's get to the Oklahoma City Thunder going to Sacramento to take on the Kings. Both of these teams are pretty evenly matched. The spread is the Kings minus 1.5 points over under at 241.
Jesse, kick us off.
Give me the Thunder.
Give me the Kings.
Ooh.
I guess Kings.
There's no guess. Jesse took the Thunder.
Well, then I guess I'm taking the Thunder, and we're splitting that bitch. I'm going to take the Thunder.
Look. There's like kind of a chance that Jesse gets dragged out of the hole here, right?
I gotta climb sometime. I'm like
We're like split on his picks a little bit, so like there's a little bit of variety here. But there's also a chance he goes 0-3, and those are all of our losses.
guy on a basketball team. You know, it's like we put him in for like 5 minutes, he'll do some work. But if we leave him in there too long, it's gonna get bad.
Yes.
Correct.
Have we left you in there too long?
Yeah, I've been in the cover.
Jesse said you should already take me out of the damn game.
We haven't taken him out yet. That's the problem. He's got to miss a week on purpose or something.
Like, guys, I quit putting the ball in my hands. I know I'm open, but I'm not open.
The other team just keeps fouling him because they want him to be fouled. They're saying put Jesse at the line, please. We'll give him 5 shots. All right, puck on picks.
I think that, you want me to be completely honest? Yeah. Last time
It's the road. Between the legs. 13:57 in the third.
Yeah.
Speaking of Connor,
Yeah.
McDavid beat him in.
Head to Capitals,
Get to the grab so much. Speak on the top of my brothers'
Tails.
blood. None of these niggas be trust. We cannot question, you know what it was. What was you doing for us? These niggas next, I'm putting in work. Like I speak fluent in Russian. Did you catch that?
All right. For the first game of Puck Luck Picks, we have a Western Conference matchup. We have this Saturday, or this is Friday, or fucking Wednesday. At
One of the days.
Change the days. I watched I saw that you didn't, but I was like, he'll figure it out.
Yeah, this
Now he's
is
on the bag.
Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. We have the Winnipeg Jets headed to LA to play the Kings. The Jets are 8-4-1 on the road, and the Kings are 5-4-3 at home. And the
Give
Kings are up
me
1-0 in the series.
Give me the Kings, 2-0.
That's what I was going to say. The Jets keep losing for me, god damn it. So fucking give me the Kings.
Their turn. I was gonna say Jets.
I was
No,
like,
do it.
no, he's hesitant.
Do it.
I'm gonna take the over in this one.
Ah.
The over is set at 5.5, and I'm also taking the over 5.5.
Yeah, we
5.5. You don't even see 5.5 these days.
I'm here for it. Oh yeah, give me the 6.
Let me take both.
All right, for game number 2, it's an Eastern versus Western Conference matchup. This is Thursday at 10 p.m. We have the Florida Panthers headed over.
You can do it.
Headed over to play the Canucks. The Panthers are 8-5-2 on the road, and the Canucks are 11-3-1 at home.
Schmillen?
Fucking home record sounds pretty good to me. I'll take the Nucks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Nucks too.
Yeah, Nucks haven't let me down yet, so we're gonna take them.
They haven't let Jesse down. They better not let us down this week because Jesse just hasn't been down.
I will be taking.
Guess he's always on top.
I will be taking the under 6.5. Okay, yeah, but I'm also typing in everyone else's picks. For game number 3, this is an Eastern Conference matchup. We have the Boston Bruins headed over to New York to play the Islanders, and that is at Friday at 7:30 p.m. The Bruins are 8-3-2 on the road, and the Islanders are 7-3-5 at home. Don't know what the over-under is yet.
And I feel like when I don't know what to do, I should just ride Boston. They're pretty fucking good at hockey. So I'm going to take the Bruins.
That's a safe play there, my guy. I don't know what it is yet either, but I'm taking the over. Whatever it is, give it to me.
I will be taking the Islanders. They are fucking hot right now.
Leave it up to them. Leave it up to the king.
Under. It's
Fuck
gonna
it.
be the right.
Jesse's not winning this week. Whatever.
Damn, Ty, he put you in a spot with that one.
That's whatever. It's whatever. Jesse just can't win this week. It's fine. You can take a week off. Those are the bottom picks.
2 weeks ago, I was 0-3, so it is what it is sometimes.
So maybe we just have one of those weeks. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Get ready for Saturday, though. We got a 13-game banger.
Oh, yeah. Tune in Saturday morning because we're throwing 13 games at you.
We got a what?
You should read the chat sometimes,
Yeah. Maybe you should.
Dude, we're going to do 13 puck luck pick games?
Oh, yeah.
Get ready.
It's a college football slate, but it's this Saturday.
Damn. Well, they didn't have
It's
that
fun.
thing. I swear I'd be here, boys. Shit.
He's lying. He got a damn
I got
thing.
that one thing. Fuck.
God.
Fuck.
If only everybody knew Dylan. He
He doesn't want. He's
Yeah,
already
that
sub
one thing
40. He
wasn't
doesn't
out
want to
of my
drop.
hand.
He's already sub 40. He doesn't want to drop sub 30.
Fuck no, I don't.
I mean-
I'm terrified. I'm going to go like 1-10 in this bitch. And then 1-12, and this is going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I'm not excited for this at all.
I mean, it might be.
I'm sure the people will love it. And that's what it is. It's just entertainment value. So,
Well, this is
don't
really
get
supposed
Dylan, just go 500. You'll be fine.
Well, originally it's supposed to be just me and Jesse because I challenged him to it, and he challenged me to it. But then Ty jumped in.
I'm not
Now the whole
watching on the
pod's in.
sidelines and making 3 picks while you guys make 13. I ain't doing that.
I got no
I'm
problem doing
in.
that.
I'm all the way in.
I got no problem making my 3 and then going, all right, have fun.
Nope.
10 more.
Nope. You're dragged into this because I'm into this. If it was just the 2 of them, I wouldn't drag you. But now that I'm in, I'm dragging you with me because I want you to be in. So now you have no choice but to go on to this UFC Fight Night recap.
Hey. So, first things first, we were 2-4-2 on our Fight Night predictions, Tyler. So, love to see that. We got the knock. We actually called it perfectly. We said Khalil was going to get the knockout, and then he got the knockout round 3. And then we said we can't promise a knockout with Song, but take him to win. And he won by decision.
Yep, that's damn near calling it perfect. I mean, we didn't look at more than just those 2 fights, but the 2 fights we did look at, you got a perfect call. So there's a reason when you go on my Sharps thing that it says my best sport is MMA because I rarely do it, but when I do it, for some reason, I either ride Luke or ride Dylan or talk to Luke, talk to Dylan. We all agree on something, and it hits. So, hey, if there's one thing we're good for, it might just be UFC picks on this podcast. If there's one thing that we're guaranteed good for, that might be it.
Yeah,
So, Ryan Battle, we need you on this pod. We need you ASAP.
I got a 5-lead banger coming up this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But Andre Muniz.
we have a
I, as the creator of it.
The boy said we.
Andre Muniz beat Park Jun-young by decision after 3 rounds. Tim Elliott won by submission in the first round against
Say his name.
Madarji.
That's actually better than I thought. I couldn't even attempt it. I had no idea.
Nasrat Hakparast defeated Jamie Malarkey by KO in the first round.
What do you expect? It's malarkey.
Khalil Roundtree KO'd Anthony Smith in the third round. And then Song Yadong defeated Chris Gutierrez in by decision after 5 rounds.
Let's go.
That's basically UFC Fight Night.
That is a UFC Fight Night, and you love to see it.
This upcoming Saturday, we got UFC 296.
Yeah, I was gonna say UFC 296. Are you excited? You think it's gonna be a good fight night? You think it's gonna be an underrated one, overhyped? What do you finish thoughts?
It's gonna be a fucking unreal one. Did you see the fights?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the card right now. I just want to know just first thoughts overall. How you feel?
I feel good. That's why I have a 5-leg banger coming up for it. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't feel that way. Ian Gary's taking on Vicente Luque. Patty Bimlett is taking on Tony Ferguson. Shavak Rachmanov is taking on Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, the nicest guy in the UFC ever. Alexandre Pantoja is taking on Brandon Royval. And then Leon Edwards is taking on Kobe Covington in the main event.
I think I can name your 5-leg parlay, but I'm gonna let it wait for Saturday. But I think I already know.
I can name at least 4 of the 5.
What is? Yeah. You think? Let's just say
There's one that's toss up
the
for me.
Podcast, and you know how Luke has been reacting to certain fighters. You should already know where at least 3 of these picks are going.
Yeah. I can lock in 4 of the 5, but there's one that's up in the air, and it's only because I don't know if Luke said he was a nice guy because it was a good thing, or if he said it was a nice guy because it was a bad thing. If he said it's a bad thing, then take the guy that's fighting Wonderboy Thompson. But if he said it is a good thing, then he's taking Wonderboy. But other than that, I can pretty much guarantee the other 4. Did you mean that as a good thing or a bad thing, Luke?
So
I'm gonna hold that off for Saturday.
You're gonna have to tune in and find out.
Thank you guys for watching Sharps Sports Network episode 5. Make sure you tune in this Saturday. We have a loaded podcast for you. We got 13 puck luck picks we're going to give you. We got college football to get into, NFL that we're going to get into, UFC pay-per-views to get into. We have a fucking stack lineup this Saturday, so make sure you don't miss it. But if you did miss anything from this podcast and you want to go back and rewatch it, you can check us out over at YouTube at Sharps Sports Network. You can also check us out on Instagram and on Twitter at Sharps Network. That's at Sharps Network. You can also put that man on my face. You can also check us out on Twitch. Same thing there. If you want to bet on any of the games that we just talked about or any other sports that you might just want to dabble some money into, you can use the Sharps Sports Network app. Download it on the App Store. Get it right there. Use promo code TYCO11, and that will help you out a big ton. So, we'll see you Saturday. I'm Nick Gilly. We appreciate you. Peace!